Like a lot of people out there, my wife and I have a very busy schedule on most days. This often means smaller but equally important activities like cleaning the house get neglected time to time, and that's why I'm a big fan of automating tasks and minimizing such overhead activities. And this is where Narwal's new Freo robot enters the picture. This is a 2-in-1 mop/vacuum, and believe me when I say this little guy is packed with a lot of features. It is one of the most robust automated vacuuming systems out there, and I really want to cover every little detail about it. So as you can imagine, there's a lot to talk about in this video, but don't worry, we'll get through all of it. A shout out to Narwal for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Narwal's Freo comes with a ton of hardware. As such, it's packed in a pretty large box. Once you open it up, you'll find a number of contents inside. Firstly, you'll find another box, and inside this box you have the Freo cleaning unit itself. Now, it may look small on camera, but believe me when I say this thing has a fair bit of weight to it. You also have some additional accessories like the side cleaning brushes and the quick start warranty and regulation information. It also comes with one complimentary bottle of the mop cleaning solution in the lime and bezel scent. Very interesting choice over here. Anyway, past that, you have the massive docking station. It looks super futuristic and super cool. Starting with the design of the RoboVac itself, the first thing you'll notice is that it has a circular design you see with a lot of other robot vacuums out there. This is of course for maximum maneuverability, but putting that aside, you'll notice immediately at the very top you kind of have this hump, and this thing actually hosts the laser system that's in charge of mapping your entire home, and this is what gives it a huge advantage compared to, let's say, lower end RoboVacs out there. Now past that, you'll notice that on top the surface looks flat, but you actually have a lid over here, and when you open this up you'll find the dust canister itself, and it's very easy to take out. Once you take it out, there are two purple buttons which allow you to release the canister itself and quickly empty it. Very convenient. It's also worth noting you can access the dust air filter from here as well using the top lid and replace it when it's time to do so. Now past that, you'll notice that at the very front of the actual unit itself you have some more sensors. This is for navigation and mapping functionality as well. At the bottom of the Freo is where all the magic happens. So firstly, you'll notice you have two mopping pads, and the thing I love here is that you don't have to remove them at all because the vacuum fixture is entirely separate. But with that said, they are easy to remove nonetheless. They actually have a magnetic snap-on connection, so they're easy to just pull out, and furthermore, the plates themselves actually have a Velcro strap-on, so you can remove the pad entirely if for whatever reason you need to replace the pads themselves. And past that, you'll notice you have the primary suction point. Now this also has the spinning brush, and to access it, it's very simple. Again, you can just press the purple buttons and the fixture comes right off, and then you can conveniently clean the rolling brush or again replace it if you need to. Now finally, at the very front end, you'll notice on either side you have two more latches, and this is for the spinning brushes which are included. And the thing I love about these spinning brushes, aside from being really easy to install, is that they don't tangle any hair because they're designed specifically not to do that, so you don't have to worry about maintaining them or cleaning them very frequently. The Freo base station is one of the most modern and futuristic looking base stations I've seen for a RoboVac, but it's more than just a pretty face. At the very top, it has a nice large circular LCD touchscreen. From here, you can control the 5 critical modes that are available in terms of cleaning. This includes Freo mode, which is kind of their automated cleaning mode. It detects how dirty your house or a given area in your house is and then cleans it appropriately as many times as required. You have vacuum and then mop, you have vacuum and mop together, mop only, and vacuum only modes as well. So very intuitive. You have additional settings as well available directly from here that include adjusting stuff like brightness level, volume level, child lock, connectivity status, updates and system information, and a bunch of other settings. You can also use the screen to see exactly what operation your vacuum is performing or how much time is left until it dries, for example. It's really intuitive design to minimize the need to actually even open up your phone, though the app is still a very important experience, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. Directly beneath the LCD screen is a massive lid. When you open it up, inside you will find a clean and dirty water tank respectively. Both of these are removable and they both have lids, so they're easy to open, and then you can conveniently fill or drain them respectively again. Now it's worth noting, you will find a special slot behind the clean water tank reserve area, and this is where you put that bottled solution I showed earlier in the video, and it is of course replaceable. Now the real magic happens at the very bottom of the base station. Obviously this is where you house and charge the Freo itself, but it has a number of other key features. Firstly, this is where it wets the mop, it applies the cleaning solution from the tanks above, and then once the operation is done or midway operation, the vacuum or RoboVac comes back here, and then the mops are cleaned, and then once again the mopping continues. This happens until it's all done. After that, they're cleaned one last time, and then this thing also has a built-in air dryer that can heat up to 40 degrees Celsius, and in about 3 to 5 hours it will completely dry the mops on its own. The purpose here being obviously to prevent bacteria growth and keep the mops dry when they're not in use. So as you can see, there's a lot of automation happening here. It's really cool. With up to 3000 pascals of suction power, the Freo can pick up any sort of debris in its way, regardless of the type of surface it's being used on. So we tried putting chunks of debris on flat tile floors as well as hardwood floors and even on carpets, and unconditionally it always picked it up. And that's great, but it's the smart features that really make this thing stand out. So those V-shaped side brushes that you have at either corner are dynamic in nature, meaning that the rotations per minute can speed up or slow down depending on what's happening. If you're in a tight corner, you can go all the way up to 350 rotations per minute in Freo mode, which allows all the dust and debris to be collected from those corners where it all gathers up. But if you're out in the open, the RPM slows down, and this basically makes sure that the debris isn't flung away from the vacuum, rather it's collected towards it. Great stuff. Now, the real key feature here is the fact that the mops can actually lift upwards, so they're also dynamic. So let's say you're using this thing in vacuum mode. Since the mops are lifted upward, they don't touch the actual floor, and there's no contamination of the mopping pad against the floor or the carpet. This is super handy because a lot of vacuums out there don't offer this, which means you either have to remove the module, or in some cases you can only use vacuum or mop mode at a time, and this is just that much more convenient because it's pretty much hassle-free. The real shining feature here is the mopping functionality of the Freo. So aside from all the robust capabilities I mentioned with the base station, the mopping procedure is just as good. Firstly, it can identify the type of floor it's on and adjust the amount of pressure it's applying in terms of newtons accordingly. So for example, on a hardwood floor, you may have 7 newtons of force, but on a tiled floor, you might have up to 12 newtons. On top of that, Freo has something called Dirt Sense technology, where it can actually use sensors to determine how dirty a floor is, and in Freo mode it can actually mop it multiple times if it needs to until it's satisfied that it's been properly cleaned. This is great if you have those tough stains that don't come off on the first try, though in our experience most low to medium intensity stains easily come off on the first round of mopping. Aside from that, the mop is just the right amount in terms of its quantity. It's not too wet nor is it too dry, but it can also adjust the dampness depending again on the floor type. It's also worth noting that the roller brush actually lifts upward to prevent dirt contamination while in mop mode, just like how in vacuum mode the mops actually lift upwards. There's a lot of little attention to detail given here, and it really does speak volumes about how important the cleaning process is to Narwal. While the LCD screen offers you access to all the core features of the Freo itself, you'll want to get the app if you really want to make the most out of this device. From here you can see the entire map layout of your house depending on how the vacuum mapped it. You can set custom rooms, you can split rooms, merge them, set no-go zones or no mopping zones. You can also do a number of other things like renaming various rooms. On top of that, you can select custom areas to clean. You can create custom plans that are based on a certain time of day, or create plans that do certain activities depending on what you choose. You can also choose any of the 5 pre-programmed modes from here. And on top of that, you have all these settings you find within the LCD screen, but even more. You can see see what kind of over-the-air updates are being offered. You can see the lifespan of the components within the vacuum, like how much longer the brush is supposed to last or the filter replacement time period, and you can access customer service as well. You can even have access to more advanced features like the carpet-based settings for how intense the vacuum is when it's over a carpeted surface or if it should avoid it altogether, and of course a number of other critical features that really do add a ton of customization to the Freo itself. I highly recommend getting this app so you again have access to the full features this thing has to offer. Narwal's Freo is a pretty quiet vacuum overall. At its lowest, it's only about 39 decibels in terms of noise levels, and at its loudest, it can go up to 55 decibels over, let's say, carpeted surfaces. However, it can go up to 65 decibels when it is washing the actual mop pads, but this is usually for 30 seconds or even less than that, to be fair. Now, in terms of runtime, let's just put it this way. I have a 1,000 square feet apartment, and after doing a full round of vacuuming and mopping, I still had about 25% battery reserves to spare. So it's pretty good in that regard. It's worth noting, of course, it will vary depending on the type of surface you're using it on. Now, finally, the actual mopping tray or the cleaning tray at the bottom of the base station is removable. It is recommended that you clean this every now and then to prevent bacterial growth. Even better, you can remove the actual base at which the vacuum sits on for further easier cleaning. In summary, I genuinely think Narwal's Freo is a fantastic cleaning machine. The fact that it can perform multiple tasks without having to swap modules is great. Its smart functionality and features are what really set it apart from pretty much every other vacuum out there. Its robust cleaning mechanism, to its bacteria-free mopping solution, to the fact that it's able to identify surfaces, obstacles, and map its way in an effective and efficient manner, all add up to create a seamless experience. Now, there are tons of other small features that I probably did not cover in this video, and I think you should check them out on Narwal's website if you are interested in the Freo itself. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the content and found it to be helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video, and I will leave links to all of the key details about this vacuum below, so again, feel free to check that out. Thanks for watching.